Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is the walkthrough of the XLQ, so that's our queen bed everyone's been waiting for. We're going to jump to the outside in a little bit. That's going to be the bumper, the winch, the tires, the suspension, awning, the solar, back lockable storage. But first, come on inside. We'll jump right here, right from the start. So here we are inside of a 170 queen bed, so QB. Our fridge stack's always the same in all our models, so that goes here. Main storage is here. You know, both fridge and freezer, ton of storage. So it's a 6800, it's 12 volts. You have, all your fridge here, all your freezer down there, so we can pack just a ton of stuff, or you guys will be packing a ton of stuff when you're going camping. You have a door above here, so just like all the upper cabinets, it opens up. A lot of people are using this for linens, basically, since we have the shower right behind me, but you can use it for whatever you see fit. And then below that, you're gonna have a large drawer, super deep storage. You can see we're still going through cleaning this. We just want to get this video done before we cleaned it up and got it to the customer later today. Up here, you're gonna have our normal storage. That's gonna have their blackout curtains and insulated curtains for the front windows. You'll see this is a little bit different. You've seen this in our one custom one we did, but normally this will be in about 1 inch on each side with the cedar trim and our roll down thermal curtain. This customer chose not to, so we did the big opening for them. That's what they wanted. Up in front of the cabs, all the normal features. You had trigger 4 for this customer, backup camera and all that stuff. So that's all his different lights. He has our normal Baja front lights you'll see outside, the Baja rear lights. He added rock lights and the triple R grill lights as well. So starting driver's side, going all the way around. Shower is still the same size. What happens different is this area is extra 18 inches longer. So this is your whole galley section. You have our large shower, you have the mirror. You're gonna have the Nautilus shower door when you're actually showering. You can see there's no toilet in here. We'll get to that, it's under the sink, but dimmable lights, teak shower mat, it's 28 inches wide, 34 inches deep, just like the standard Euphoria size. You're gonna have a contour microwave. It's also a convection and air fryer. Licking, ratcheting, we'll call it. Paper towel holder, sink, super big, nice and deep. Put everything there. Drying rack down there. Soap dispenser. Like I said, we'll talk about the toilets, which would jump down on this customer. So this is pretty much our standard. Normally that cooktop's in a drawer. We just put it there so you can see the other drawers. But that is a cassette toilet. Take that out when you need to use it. Put it away when you're not, so it's strapped in there. Most people will move that, like I said, that cooktop elsewhere. Then put the rest of your cleaning supplies, garbage can, stuff like that under the sink. You'll see how much larger this countertop is. It's exactly 18 inches. So this whole cabinet, like this is normal in the Euphoria. This cabinet here, that extra 18 inches, hit all that prep space now. So you get an additional drawer, and you're gonna get an additional door here for bulk storage inside there. And then our normal 3-drawer system here. Again, ton of storage up here for prepping, cooking. I know my wife's gonna put her teapot up there, her kettle. She's gonna put her espresso maker. We get a little bougie when we go camping, because camping something like this should be fun. Water pump switch, outlet for cooking, charging, doing other things. DC powered equipment there. You're gonna see the larger bench. We end up with a bigger 42-inch bench here as well. Still a queen bed in the back, so still our same size storage, still all our batteries and all the components right inside there. So on the regular Euphoria, 30-inch benches. On the XLs, it is always 42-inch benches. Much larger bench here. You're gonna see giant storage down there. Speaking of cushions, 3-inch memory foam cushions, Sombrella fabric. We also have a marine fabric too. It'll be like a marine vinyl you can see on boats. Additional outlets, thermistor. We'll talk about the heating systems as well. Down this whole upper area, you have all the storage. So this, from this point that way, is our normal storage, let's say in the small one, but everything's 30 inches bigger, so you're getting extra cabinetry here. So just a ton of roof locker storage on these rigs. Another big difference on the XLQ is additional window plus the size of the windows. So that's normal, but we added a big window here, so it is 450 by 900 or 900 by 450 on both sides. So we'll just jump to the passenger side real fast. So you have opposing windows here. Great cross ventilation, the night lights there. You're looking at the ceiling lights, those are all dimmable as well. Residential queen, you're gonna have bug screens. You're gonna have the blackout curtains, the awning out. You can see a little spot, which is open one here. If we were to open all of them, push it out a little bit, it locks in there, so you still have some airflow. And again, no one can open it up, otherwise the awning out quite large. So normally it's this 15-inch bench, or rather 15-inch cabinet that's here on the regular Euphoria. You're getting that additional 18. So the same 3 drawers that you would normally have, but another large drawer and a large door just for a lot of just more storage. And prep area. There's plenty of space for someone to prep here, even stand there and prep. Someone can prep here, and there's just so much room in the XLs. We just love it. This has larger benches, therefore larger table. You can sit 4 people comfortably. It's 42 inches wide, so I can easily fit someone next to me. I'm not even all the way over yet. So true, family of 4. If this is a couples coach, another couple that comes over to hang out. If someone did need this to be an additional bed, there are the screws down here. You loosen those, you push this straight down, cushion, slide them in, put the little cushions on the ends. Now you have 42 inches by 74, it's 6'2". So again, queen bed, memory foam mattress, Foley system, that's your springs, that's your airflow, keeping all the mold away. You have a lock over here. This thing comes up. This is truly only for service, but you have about 15 kilowatt hour battery bank there, 50-gallon fresh tank. We'll just burn through a bunch of the systems. Starlink standard, so that's a router under there. You're gonna have the Aqua Hot, so that's a 125D. D is diesel. That's continuous hot water and your hydronic heating. 3,000 watt inverter, so you see everything else is kind of Victron solar controller. It's 1,080 watts of solar up there. Ton of room in here for serviceability, but also for airflow. People, this is not storage. This is needed airflow. You see passive vent there. You see a passive vent on the other side there. You need that airflow to keep everything kind of nice and cool, because it does get warm in here at times. We're doing a lot of comparing, but this is normal. And that's your additional cabinetry on an XL. I'm just trying to give people the differences that are trying to decide between a 22-foot XL. I'm sorry, 22-foot Euphoria and the 24.5-foot XL. So again, it's 30 inches bigger. So on the upper cabinets, well, there's your 30. On the lowers, I think we made it kind of clear, but it's 12 inches here and 18 here. So all we did was push that queen bed back. We added 30 inches midship on both sides, if that makes sense. And still under 25 feet, so you can do all your national parks, Bryce, sign, all that stuff. Looking at the control panel now. You have your Victron screen here. Shows your fresh, your waste. There are different screens where if solar was coming in and we needed it, kind of has like a little heart monitor goes through here. If we're using DC power, which we are, just the lights on, it passes through there. Lights, dimmable like we mentioned, so you're gonna be able to dim your lights. Shower lights to dim as well. Awning controls, in, out, stop, LED on or off, close off, that's what we call going to bed. So that's your outlets, your DC power. And again, these all come standard with Starlink. Up to you if you want to turn it on. That's your Starlink switch. And lastly, you're gonna have your Aqua Hot. So this is telling you, exactly what each zone is currently at. So again, we talked about thermisistors. So you can see one that's right here, right by the front door. So that's your front, which does the cozy down there. The mid one was back in there on the driver's side, and then the cozy comes out underneath the bench. And then lastly is the rear, which is the bay. Maybe last time we didn't talk about is all our sound deadening. You see how it doesn't sound like everyone's like, oh, it's aluminum cabinetry, it's gonna ting around. It is solid. So there's sound deadening through here, just for helping for you guys put inside. We do some carpet lining or felt on all our panels here. We breeze by it, but 1/4-inch cedar ceiling. The Max Air fan here is going to be able to pull out heat from the microwave, heat from the shower, or humidity. You can open a window and have cross ventilation. And then I think lastly, after kind of breezing around, is that Nomadic Innovations. It's the X2. It's a 48-volt air conditioning because we are native 48 here. That is net zero. So again, when we're blasting that and getting a ton of sun, it is just net zero. We actually had a customer send us a picture. That was on full blast. The sun was blazing, and they were gaining power. So they're actually, getting, charged while using the air conditioner. Super awesome steps that we love. They're from Torque Lift. So you can see as we go down, the whole rig doesn't rock. Adjustable feet down there, depending on the train you're on. This is the highest setting. It does drop 2 more times if you parked in a really bad spot, but that jump, we'll call it, because it does get long or large. So you're gonna want to put yourself in a little better situation, but you don't have to worry about stacking rocks. You just adjust the feet separately. This customer, again, was direct to a consumer. We are doing dealer route. Normally there'd be mountains down here and all that, but he wanted to leave it plain Jane just so maybe he can add his own graphics. But again, you'll see like our twin bed, all the mountains down there. I'm not too sure, maybe let us know. Normally we've been stopping here. We did one that kind of went through. I think there's one inside that customer wanted that. We might add more mountains, but just let us know what you guys think. We have our running boards, that's on both sides. Again, this vehicle's not washed, don't judge us yet. Larger tire, and again, this super single. We'll show you the spare in the back. This dual drill, dual surface. So that's how you get from front to back. So you'll see the rims different there, but you can see all the factory ones there, all the tiny little tires that we just sell off to a lot of people that want to use them, usually carriers, big box trucks and stuff like that. But as we wrap around to the front here, so you have our Flatline Vanco full width bumper. So it's super awesome bumper. It's steel inside, aluminum skin with the bull bar. And then we're going to have our full skid plate underneath. You'll see this customer chose rock lights as well, so that's why you see one there. License plate holder, 12,000 pound Warren winch, synthetic rope, our factor 55, big old block there. That way you can actually recover yourself. Bull bar as well, and then of course the camera from Mercedes. Up above here is one of the optional components he added, so that's our triple R grill lights. So those are again optional, and the rock lights were optional. Everything else you see in this rig is standard. We're gonna have to fire somebody because even though we're not watching it yet, I don't know why there's blue tape up there, but that's all right. Looks terrible for the video. We'll get through it. Baja lights here, again standard ambers, because they're actually fog lights. You have regular fog lights from Mercedes here anyway, but this is like more or less more extreme, so you have additional fog lights on its own switch. So love this bumper, sweet skid plate underneath there. Our hood wrap, normally you see a topo. This customer just wanted plain Jane, so we did a satin black for him. That's just for glare. This just helps the overall look of everything. Basically, it's the same like you saw on the other side. So it's your larger tire, your adjustable shock, your running board. It's all inside, but you can see here, that's just your camera screen there as well. And that, again, that displays from the camera in the back. You'll see that. 31-gallon gray tank is right here. It has heater pad, so the fresh tank's inside, gray tank's outside. Oversized heater pad for it. Other rock lights, so there are in the wheel wells, 2 midship, so there's 8 rock lights on this rig. 4 wheel wells, wow. 2 midship, 1 front and back. That's all 8. You see all our outsider windows. We choose the flat. It's still dual pane, it's still acrylic, and it's still, again, dual pane, so you have the space in between, but before it was flat inside and the bubbles outside, but it's just a lot more modern look, and happy they did it. Back spot here, you're gonna see that super single. So again, we took off the dually, changed to a super single, not only for a larger tire, but because you air down, dually's touch doesn't work. You're going to be able to actually not get things stuck in between them. Full leaf pack replacement back there. So this is the 4.3 Van Compass suspension. So it has the adjustable shocks, the auxiliary shock in the front, and a full leaf pack. You're going to see our aluminum fender wells. We're going to take a look at the wheel well. So the box is built, wheel well is cut, it's all angled. We'll put a 1-piece aluminum structure in here. Then we're going to put a piece of the panel across the top for insulation. You'll also see this is the factory suspension in here. This all gets changed out, shocks as well. Lockable water fill, so that's how you are gravity feeding your fresh tank. Smart plug, even though there's so much power, so much solar to get, you have a smart plug to charge everything back up if you need to. Lockable storage here. You're going to have what's called still a lawn seal, just like the floor inside, but it's lawn ridge. It's a different pattern, so it's a little more rugged for the garage itself. You have our standard L-track on both sides for tying things down. We are 36 inches tall, 32 inches wide, and then 82 from me to the camera, or a little past the camera. So you fit all your mountain bikes, all your toys, folding kayaks, just tons of stuff. You actually fit whitewater kayak in here, and paddles and everything. You can fit a ton of stuff in this storage. We love seeing people pack them. We usually use, sometimes 2 gear totes, tie that down, bikes on the other side. People have been really creative. Outdoor shower. So yes, you open this up to do the outdoor shower. That's so, again, you can use this for all seasons. It's not just sitting on the outside. It's hot and cold. You have lights everywhere. 1 on each side. On my side, a way to see the battery, your fresh tank, your gray, black is disconnected. So 1, if you're filling up, you can see what's happening. 2, if you're using an outdoor shower, you can see what's happening. But you're going to turn that on. That is your gray tank heater pad. It self-regulates. When it's cold, it works. When it's warm, it turns itself off, so you don't have to worry about it. You've seen this. It's our newer hex ply, so it's super water resistant. Can't say waterproof. Nothing really is these days, right? But it's water resistant. You can beat it up. You're not going to scratch it up too much. It's just a whole layer of this membrane, so it's awesome. But let me flop to the other side so I can show you everything else that's going on. We're back. Another light, 120 volt. This is the not passive one. This is your true cozy for heat. Thermal resistor is up on top there next to the other passive vent. So again, you can zone this separately, heat it up separately. So here you can see the whole back area. You got your rear window, you got your clearance lights. Third brake light is up there. You have the camera, so that's going to be able to see everything that's happening back here while you're driving. Also when you're obviously backing up, so no big deal there, but it just goes to the screen up front. Spare tire we were talking about before, dual drill, dual surfaced, so the way it faces now, again, it's dirty, don't judge us, we didn't clean it yet. The way it faces now is front tire. This would be rear tire, so this would be facing the hub itself. You got a flat somewhere, put it on there, get your flat fixed, then put this back to the back. You have your hitch, you have your 7-pin down there. You have the flush mount Bajas. Again, that's on a trigger system, so it doesn't turn on when you go in reverse because they are bright. You use them campsite at nighttime, backing up, or secluded campsite. You're going to need those on if it's dark out. You have your brake lights, reverse lights, and blinkers all in one there. And then lastly, you're going to have the box here. So So the Flatline Vanco box, you can add a topper yourself or have us do it when ordering. So that'd be for gear that's on the outside, logs, maybe for fires and stuff like that. Top opens up, bottom opens down. This part comes out as well. So if you were to drop that down and put heavy stuff inside, but for me, it's what I call my outdoor kitchen. Even though there's nothing here, right? But this works perfect. You drop this down, you can hang stuff across this panel. I hang spices and maybe some cooking tools, but I put the grill right here. I cook here. If you're more of a quick stay, you don't have to worry about setting up a big table, but it's a sweet little setup for that. It's gonna have your gray tank drain hose. It's gonna have a water fill, so you can do it yourself. You can turn it on and off. Obviously you see there your outdoor shower piece, and then your shore power line. It's all aluminum, so it's robust. You can beat it up. We call it water resistant. It's pretty much waterproof. We've been spraying the hell out of them and haven't seen them leak. Not that it couldn't, but you can always, if it happens, you just tighten this stuff up. This is your seals, or rather your locks to make it tight to your seals. Up in here, you have an additional moly panel and lockable as well, because you know, who wants people touching your stuff? That's just your exhaust for your aqua hot burner there. But again, it was a quick walkthrough. I think it was a quick walkthrough of the XLQ. So there's the queen bed layout. Again, 24.5 feet, 1,080 watts of solar up there. Starlink's standard 14-foot awning, 50 gallons fresh, 31 gray, around 15 kilowatt hour battery bank. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Reach out to your nearest dealer. We have dealers now ordering them, so eventually we'll get on their lots as stock, so you can start seeing them throughout the country. Any questions, anything you want to know, feel free to reach out to us, leave some comments. Love to hear feedback on these. Be sure to subscribe, watch our long videos, watch all our shorts like building these. We show all that. We show a ton of stuff behind the scenes, how we wire, how we plumb, how we build. But subscribe, check out the Instagram, and reach out. We'll talk to you.